And this morning I went and picked some carrots and some beets from the garden for juicing. This is massive, oh my gosh. I should have picked them ages ago. I'm going to do beets and carrot, and I'll do some ginger with it and some apples, so I like juicing that combination. And I've just finished doing some celery juice with Sarah's juicer she's lent me. It's amazing, this juicer. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Delicious. Cheers. Morning all. Just finished my juicing and now I've made a green smoothie with banana and berries, kale from the garden. Today I'm going to pick some tomatoes. I'm going to make roasted tomato soup, and yeah, so it's one of my favourites and I like to freeze it for the winter. I've got a whole lot of onions and garlic in my storage garden shed. I'm going to tidy them all up and put them in boxes so I can store them over the winter, and I use them for, well, over the next few seasons. And so I've got to do that today, so I'll show you, I'll take you with me. Alright, let's do it. So I've just been out to pick a few bowls of tomatoes. Look how much I got. These ones are Romas, so these are my favourite. They're great for eating. They're heritage tomato, so beautiful tomato. And I also grow the big beef, which is this one here, and great for making pasta sauce and freezing. I'm going to make some soup today. And then I've got some cherry tomatoes as well, which are good for salads. So yeah, I'll show you my roasted tomato soup. So next I'm going to cut up all the tomatoes. Got some onions and garlic from the garden and some zucchini. And the trick is the zucchini, we roast everything together. The zucchini thickens the soup and makes it nice and thick. So cut everything up and put it into here. Right, so I've chopped up the tomatoes in half and then I've just put them all in facing upwards, and I've chopped the onions, sprinkled them around, and also the zucchini, so that's all put in there. And I've got some garlic from the garden. I'm just going to chuck that in, and when it's roasted I can squeeze out the cloves. Yep, so sprinkle those in. This is an elephant garlic that I've grown. They're huge, massive things. And sprinkle with salt and pepper. And I've picked some herbs from the garden, so I got some little bit of parsley, and I've got some oregano and some thyme. So chop that all up and sprinkle that in. Okay, so I've got this great herb knife for cutting parsley up. Sprinkle some parsley in. This recipe is so simple and easy, and it tastes delicious. Great to put in the freezer. So chop all that up. You can use dried herbs if you don't have fresh. And these are oregano from the garden. I just basically take it off the stem. Also I've got some thyme. Thyme's great with tomatoes, gives it real flavour, depth, really good for pasta sauce and pizza base sauce. So we'll do some salt and pepper. Now it's all ready to go in the oven. Herbs and salt and pepper, all garlic and everything's in there. 180 to 200 degrees Celsius. When it's hot we put it in. And right, so I've got it out of the oven. It's been in there about 50 minutes, all nice and roasted, and then we put it into a pan and we squeeze out the garlic. Scrape the whole lot into a pan, and then I squeeze out the bulbs of roasted garlic, and I put them in. Throw away the shells. So I do that, and then I've got a couple of cups of vegetable stock which I add in here, and I've also got some pesto which I made when I had excess kale in the garden. So this is some of my leftover. I tip some of that in. So blitz that, and then I put them in glass jars to freeze. And it's all ready to blend up, so I'm just going to try it with this emulsion blender, see how well it does. When I actually get my soup out of the freezer, I put it in the blender then and make it real smooth. I just pour it into jars, like I say, when it's quite hot now. But when I go to thaw it out, I just put it in the blender and it makes it nice and smooth, because I just don't like the seeds and the skins. There you have it, all done. Beautiful, delicious tasting, full-bodied roasted tomato soup from the garden. Just got to put lids on now and label them and put them in the freezer when they're cool, because they're still a bit warm. I grow onions and garlic 6 months of the year, so from June until December. And then I pull them out and I dry them in these trays in my garden shed. So I've got 7 trays worth of onions, which I've already been trimming up and putting into boxes for storage. This is going to last me a year's worth. And here's the garlic, which I've still got to trim up. I'm busy doing that at the moment. Putting them into boxes for storage. Here's some that I've done. So I've just taken all the roots off and cleaned them all up, ready for boxing, and I'm going to store these ones. It basically is a year worth of garlic for me, or almost. This is a whole garden bed's worth of garlic, and these ones in here I basically give to my chooks and put it in their water to stop them from getting any parasites or pathogens. Plant them in the shortest day and harvest them on the longest day. So the shortest day being in June here in New Zealand in winter, and harvesting them in December, which is, well, summer. So my top tip for growing garlic would be not to water them from the top, but water them from the bottom where the roots are in the ground, to stop them from getting rust, which I've had 2 years worth of destroyed crops from watering them from the top. So that's one of my tips. The other one is to keep them weeded. Well, that's all my onions all done. Put them in boxes. So I've got a few boxes here. I've got 1 box in the house, which I'm using currently. Well, I hope you enjoyed my roasted tomato soup. I've basically got no recipe. I just throw it all together and, yep, blitz it and put it in the freezer. So it's all in the freezer now, and next time we'll do a tour of the orchard, and we'll take you around all my fruit trees, and all around the house I've got about 32 fruit trees. At the moment I've got lots of figs on my tree, and so I've been eating them. They're beautiful fresh, but I've got way too many to eat, so I've been dehydrating them. So I just finished doing some yesterday. This is what they look like when they're dehydrated. Nice and still soft, but sticky. So they're just like eating candy. And I do these in raw honey, and then I put them in my dehydrator for about 8 hours. I love these. So when I dehydrate them, they'll last me over the winter when I don't have fresh figs. Better than any store-bought ones. So I've done about 30 and I've got to do another lot tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed my video, and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.